If you haven't heard about it, you've probably been living under a rock. The most talked about cinematic event of the year was finally upon us, and what a fight it has been. Two blockbuster films managed to fill screens up globally, despite going up against each other in what has been dubbed as the movie event of the year. So, on one side we have Barbie, a movie that has crossed the $1 billion milestone worldwide. And on the other hand, we have Oppenheimer, which has already hit $500 million, both very impressive. So, to give you more perspective, Greta Gerwig's Barbie has given her the title of the biggest opening for a female director of all time. And Nolan's Oppenheimer grossed more than $10 million for 10 days in a row, a first for an R-rated film. While Barbie clearly rules the global box office, things are a little different back home. In India, the craze was such that even 3 a.m. shows of Oppenheimer were going for as high as 2,400 rupees a ticket. Yes, you heard that right. And while Oppenheimer has already breached the 100 crore mark in India, Barbie is just inching towards the 40 crore mark as we speak. According to the Google Trends for the last month, Mizoram, Meghalaya and Nagaland were the only 3 states where we see higher interest for Barbie. Elsewhere, it's Oppenheimer all the way. While observers have attributed various reasons for why Barbie couldn't replicate its global popularity in India, here are a few factors that may have played a part. Barbie does not have a strong IP base in India like it does in the West, so it's not as culturally relevant. Then there's the fact that it only released in English, with no premium formats and limited shows, which makes their collection respectable. Oppenheimer, on the other hand, had IMAX and Hindi dub releases too. Also, India is perhaps the only major market where Oppenheimer got a UA rating, which would be a PG-13 rating in the US. Globally, Oppenheimer received an R rating, which would have been an A rating in India. So, we find that India became the second biggest market for Oppenheimer, only behind the UK. This is significant because this has never happened before. But getting back to Barbie, Mattel, the toy company behind the dolls, created the film to help bring Barbie to the modern world, tackling criticism the brand has faced for decades. To hype up the film, Mattel even released Barbie dolls that resemble the film's cast, which became a top seller on Amazon in the US. It also got major music artists to create the packed Barbie soundtrack. Mattel roped in other brands such as H&M, Zara, Aldo, and Gap to release Barbie-themed merchandises, dresses, hoodies, perfumes, high heels, and wait for it, toothpaste. Barbie doll sales have seen a 4-quarter decline, which is set to change in September during quarter 3, with an estimate of $547.2 million in sales, while the previous quarter was a little over $200 million in sales. But, as a Reuters headline pointed out, this may be just a flash in the pan for the brand Mattel. An analyst at CFRA Research pointed out that the movie isn't geared towards the target market, which is young children. Regardless, looking beyond the big numbers and the big money, both movies have managed to capture a great deal of cultural relevance. And what more, it's nice to see such buzz and people making their way to the theaters in great numbers, especially given the horrors of the lockdowns not so long ago.
Investments in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all related documents carefully before investing.